Good morning from Corsica. So we took the boat in Toulon, in south of France, to Ajaccio, the capital city of Corsica. Und? Wo geht's hin?
Corsica.
Gehen wir hin?
Nach Corsica?
Ja. Wie? Mit dem Flugzeug?
Nein, mit dem Boot.
Mit dem Boot, ja. Papa parkt sich ins Boot.
Wo? Unser Bus. Bus, ja, Bus.
Hallo! Willkommen
Boot.
am Boot. Und wo geht's hin?
Nach Corsica.
Nach Corsica. Hallo! Alex, bist du zum ersten Mal am Boot? Ja, du bist am Boot.
Am Boot.
Und du? Rafa, wo bist du? Wo hier?
Am Boot.
Am Boot?
Ja.
Wow! Drive.
It was a rough sea, there was a lot of wind, the waves were pretty high, so the boat was going up and down, and yeah, I felt it a little bit.
We booked a cabin, but it turned out a horrible experience, so we didn't stay in the cabin.
When I booked the ferry, there was an option to book a cabin, and I didn't really pay attention. So I decided to book.
But luckily there was a big playground where we spent all the 6 hours.
So except for the wind, the weather was pretty nice, so we had sunshine, and I just love it to be on a boat in the open sea. There's everywhere water around, lots of wind, and I took Alexander out on the decks and he was pretty amazed as well.
To Ajaccio. We arrived to Ajaccio just before sunset, and it was beautiful because the buildings were covered in this warm colors of the sunset.
And we just saw the sun going down behind the hills, and it was a perfect timing to arrive to Corsica.
So it was a beautiful welcoming.
Ja, wir fahren. Womit fahren wir?
Von der Boot.
Ja, wir fahren mit dem Boot. Und wo fahren wir hin?
Papa Tatin.
Ja, genau, zeig mal.
Sonne.
Ja, dahin. Und da ist auch noch die Sonne, genau.
Ajaccio is a lovely city that is directly on the sea. and the kids loved that. There were a lot of rocks where they were climbing and walking around.
It reminds me of my childhood with all the rocks, and the kids were jumping on the rocks, and I used to do the same when we were on holidays with my parents. And it was kind of a flashback to me because it's been a long time that I've seen this place with these rocks.
There was a big playground where they spent a lot of time.
The kids had lots of fun, there were lots of other kids, and I think they just enjoyed being with other kids after all the time being just the three of them. And it's really nice for them to have other kids, and for Sophia that there are other kids of her age that she can play with and that she can talk with, and I think they really had fun there. And I love Ajaccio because it's on the seaside, it's in a very beautiful big bay, and everywhere you are in the city the water is so nearby, you see the sea everywhere.
It's a lovely city with Mediterranean influences, where you see the palm trees on the promenades, small restaurants
Full
with
of terraces,
terraces.
everyone's outside, the sun is shining. We arrived in the Mediterranean climate.
We continued to the Iles Sanguinaires.
The Iles Sanguinaires.
Yeah. On our way, we stopped at the beach and we slept at the beach, and it was beautiful. And next morning, there were people on their kayak who invited the kids to join them.
And I think this was a marvelous experience for Sophia and for Rafael. Maybe a little bit less.
So first, Sophia went with the man to kayak, and then Daddy went with Sophia, and Daddy went then with Sophia and Rafael.
Judge yourself how it went.
Komm zurück, Alexi. Komm. Wow, Robbie! Ciao, Rafael. So they experienced the water involuntarily while the rest of the family was at the kayak. Alexander was singing a song for them and it was so sweet.
Papa Papa Pig, Papa Pig, Papa Pig, Papa 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 Pig, Papa Pig,
Und Alex?
Alles gut fahren.
Alex fährt mit dem Bus. Und Mama?
Mama hat gut fahren.
The sea was beautiful. It was very, very clean and very clear.
It was a
But
5-star location, actually.
it was beautiful. But it was full of jellyfish.
Oh, yeah. And I first thought, like, if I'll catch them, then we can continue to play in the sea. But they kept on coming. There were so many jellyfish that it didn't make any sense at the end to try to catch them all.
Hast du eine Qualle gefangen? Wow! Bist du so tapfer?
Ja.
Dann kannst du sie da reingeben, oder?
Nein, sonst fällt eine Qualle raus.
Ah, okay. Next morning we continued to the islands, to the Blood Islands.
The Iles Sanguinaires.
Yeah.
Which means like the blood islands or the blood red islands. And actually their name comes from the sunset. During this time the islands get this blood red color.
You take a boat for 15 minutes to get to the island. Ja. Hallo Alex! Hast du eine Qualle gesehen? Okay, komm. You can just walk around and see the wildlife there. There were many animals.
We saw a lot of seagulls and we saw geckos.
Jetzt hat den Duck gesehen.
Wieder.
And the kids were amazed by ants that were transporting lots of things. And the kids discovered a nest of seagulls where there were little baby seagulls and even one egg where the seagull didn't get out yet. So it was a beautiful experience and a very rich experience, and the kids enjoyed, I think, every second of it.
And it was just beautiful to walk around on a lonely island. We had a small picnic and
we climbed on top of the hill where there was a little deserted building, and we sat down on top of the hill and we had a beautiful view and a good picnic, and we just had a great time there. So for next week, there's no secret, we're on an island. So we will be in Corsica and discovering Corsica. And I'm very much looking forward to it because it's a place where I've never been before and an unknown place for me. But it seems
For
to
us.
be, for us both, yeah. And it seems to be a beautiful island full of nature, full of mountains, with long beaches. And let's see what's coming up.
Yeah. So have a good week and see you next week. Bye.
Behind mine.
Oh, das tut weh.
Das beste Video ever. We arrived to Ajaccio. Yeah.
We arrived. Come.